Hello po at isang magandang Lunes sa inyong lahat. Ngayon po ay August 1, 2022, Monday. Panimula na po ng isang bagong buwan, bagong buhay. Yan po. Welcome po sa the stock market today. Ang i-share nating balita today ay tungkol po sa property sector. I think na balita na natin before pero muli natin i-emphasize po ito, no? Ito po ay tungkol sa property sector at ang ating Philippine stock market. Ano po? If this is your first time in this channel, ako po si Benji Chodoro, isang retired bank officer na nagsimula mag-invest sa Philippine stock market ng 2007. I do this report daily, which I started August of 2020. Nire-report ko rin po ang pinaka-latest news tungkol sa inyong paborito at pinaka-aktibong stocks. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Kung meron po yung stocks na gustong ipa-review, paki-comment lang po sa comment box at aking pa-prioritize. Hindi po ako financial advisor. Anything I say dito po sa ating channel ay hindi po financial advice. At get well soon to my cousin Mari. We're praying for your quick recovery. Pati na po si Tito Sam, pinagpe-pray din namin kayo. Huwag kayong aalis dahil ibabahagi ko sa inyo ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSA ngayong araw, August 1, 2022, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Okay, so let's go to our financial headlines. At ito ay galing po sa BDO Securities. A poll says inflation likely quickened in July. Then economy likely sustained growth in second quarter 2022, according to the BSP. And then net hot money outflows up in June. In our company news, bank loans expand 12% in June 2022. And then, URC core earnings up 4.4% year-on-year in first half of 2022. AEV core earnings down 33% year-on-year in first half of 2022. And then we have SMPH back to charging full mall rental rates. So tingnan po natin mamaya kung wala po kayong request ay titingnan po natin itong tatlong stocks na ito, URC, AEV at SMPH. Okay, so let's now go to our main news, which is where the business world property firms seen among winners under the new government. I think we'll have to re-emphasize this again, no? Habang mababa po yung mga presyo, dahil po ito'y magandang tip para sa inyong lahat, ano? At ito'y part of the fundamentals na tinitingnan natin sa mga stocks na binibili natin. Companies in the property and industrial sectors are likely to benefit from the government's push for more infrastructure development, analysts said, citing President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s State of the Nation's address and his cabinet officials' pronouncement in the post-SONA briefing. Analysts also expect subsectors such as telecommunications, energy, water, construction, infrastructure, and allied services to benefit. Yan po, Global Link Securities and Stocks Head of Sales Trading Toby Allen CRC said that the government's plan to continue the previous administration's Build program could result in gains in the industrial sector. In SONA, Mr. Marcos said the planned expansion on infrastructure projects, I believe, sabi po ni Mr. Arce, would be possible if we continue to encourage participation of the private sector in the development of our programs. Ay, si Mr. Marcos pala ito. Okay. Mr. Arce also said that the company firms could benefit from the administration's no lockdown policy. Property firms, tandaan niyo po ito, property firms like Ali, SMPH can also be looked out for as operating profits may rise year over year on higher revenue, mainly driven by its mall and property development divisions on the back of an easing mobility restrictions and economic recovery, Arce said. Mr. Marcos said despite the threats of coronavirus disease, with the discovery of new variants, the administration will not impose another lockdown. Other companies that are worth watching for include some telecommunications sectors such as PLDT, Telecom, Converge. Yan po, yung mga three telecom companies na yan, hindi niya binagit yun dito. Pero siguro kasama na rin yun, no? He said these companies had given their support to the President's call for universal connectivity, digitalization to ensure the availability and affordability of telco services of the country. The President also mentioned his support for renewable energy for nuclear power, which helped the country lower its energy costs and attract global manufacturing companies. Team Securities head online trading Mark Kebinson Lud said. Mr. Archer said renewable energy fuels could benefit include ASEN, Solar Philippines Nueva Ecija, ito yung SPNEC, Raslag, First Gen, Aboitiz Power, and Meralco. In the post-SONA briefing, Department of Energy Director Mario C. Marsigan said that in support of reliable clean sources, the administration will seek to address global investors' concerns on foreign ownership issues. We will ensure that the renewable energy market provides a conducive environment that will strengthen the power distribution sector and ensure their timely and appropriate conduct of competitive selection process, Mr. Marsigan added. Mr. Arce identified infrastructure and construction firms such as Metro Pacific Investments, Megawide, Ayala Corp to benefit from the administration's push for public-private partnerships. Sana magkatotoo ito, no? The government has just to be careful in determining which projects, funding sources, and development partners are viable. We think that the listed conglomerates are the one to watch when it comes to PPP projects. Construction companies may also benefit down the line, but it is important to qualify that the current sentiment is still heavily weighed down by near-term concerns and inflation. China Securities Corp Research Director Rustin Maki Mercado said in an email. In the post-SONA briefing, Department of Public Works and Highway Secretary Manuel Bonoan said, as the President said, the infrastructure program will be very vital to support the national government's effort to push the revival of the economy, which was slumped due to COVID-19 pandemic. This is the foundation that we should build upon. As the President pronounced, we must keep the momentum and aspire for build better more. Mr. Lud said the highlight of the infrastructure pleased many sectors because it would support the country's long-term economic growth. Furthermore, Mr. Mercado said that the government's infrastructure push would help in easing logistical bottlenecks in food supply and transport of goods while reducing travel time to consumers. Mr. Arce said that SONA laid down the President's economic goals, which market participants are eager to see if he can deliver. Yan po. Yan po yung ating news for the day at magandang balita. So yun po yung dapat nating tignan, ano? Yung mga stocks to watch. Usually po mga index stocks po ito, no? So yung property firms na binanggit niya ay ARI, SMPH, yung dalawang yan. And then yung mga allied properties that would benefit in the build, PLDT, Globe, and Converge. And also conglomerates or yung sa power naman muna, no? Yung ASEN, Solar Power Nueva Ecija, Raslag, First Gen, and Aboitiz Power, and Meralco. And also conglomerates such as Metro Pacific, Megawide, and Ayala Corporation. Pero ang pinakabida po niyan ay ang property sector. Okay, yan po ang pinaka-tip natin this morning today habang mababa pa po ang market or mga presyo ng mga stocks na ito. So, let's go to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index, but before we get to that, okay, sabi ni Jake Hernandez, paki-review po next time GTCAP. Sige po, Mr. Jake. And then, naku, hindi ko nang pumabasa ito. GMMRQD commented, "Hi sir, I would like to ask for your..." Hindi ko na po makita kung ano yung sinulat niyo po dito. Sorry po. So wala, hindi ko na po makita. Okay, so let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index and the Philippine Stock Exchange. Kung ano nangyari today. Okay, so naku, bumaba na naman ang index. The PSEI lost 3.9 points. So, konti lang naman, almost flat, 0.06% down. Nasa 6312.03. Pero, mapapansin nyo yung orange line ay sideways po ang dating, meaning, baka nag-curve or nag-change na yung trend ng ating index, pero yung RSI po natin ay bearish pa rin, Samantala naman yung blue line or yung medium term at yung long term indicator ay nasa taas pa rin, indicating yung downward trend ng ating index. Sa ating market activity, 100 companies ang bumaba, 71 ang umabante at 56 ang hindi nagbago ang presyo. Yung all-share index, 0.74% ang baba. Yung ating sectoral indices naman ay mixed, Apat yung nag-decline, yan po yung financials, mining at services. At ang pagbaba po ay pinangunahan ng financials sa 2.84% ang baba, Samantala naman yung holding companies at industrials ay umakyat pero kokonti lang po. Yung ating most active stocks, tingnan natin ang inyong request, GTCAP, then yung top 5, SCC, ICT, MER, Converge, at si WLCON ulit. Okay, so tingnan po natin si GTCAP. Si GTCAP ay bumaba. Bumaba siya at bearish po si GTCAP since March 2022 ay tuluyang bumaba si GTCAP. Siguro gawa natin ito ng parallel channel at yung ating blue line o yung 50-day exponential moving average ay nag-act as our resistance. Pero yung support naman po ay makikita po natin na merong dalawang major supports dito po, noong March 11 at noong June 18 based dito sa ating parallel channel. Ngayon ay nasa 100 or 428.42 yung ating support level, pababa pa rin po. Samantala naman yung ating RSI bearish at 34. Yun po ang ating tingin sa GTCAP at tingnan naman natin yung fundamentals sa GTCAP. Kung meron po tayo nun, meron dito, GTCAP Holdings, buy rating, 700 yung kanyang target price or a 54.4% upside. Okay, si SCC naman ang susunod. Naku, nagkaroon ng red candlestick, pero pataas pa rin siya at malayo pa po sa short term, sa EMA20 ay nasa sa ilalim pa rin, kasama po ng ating medium at long term parehong nasa ilalim. Gawa tayo ng parallel channel. Yung ating blue line is acting as our support, yung 50-day exponential moving average. Nasa 3640 to 3650 po yung ating support level at yung resistance po niya nasa 42.22 at ito'y paakyat po siya since June 2021. And ever since ay paakyat pa rin po, pero pagka fundamentals po ang pag-uusapan natin, yung ating Semirara Mining, meron po siyang buy rating pero nasa 35 pesos, ano? Nasa 41.50 po yung kanyang presyo noong Friday. Ngayon nasa 40.15, no? So meron po siyang mas mababa po sa ating technicals yung ating presyo ng SCC. So fundamentally ay mas mababa po kesa dun sa nakikita po nating trend or paakyat na trend na SCC. Si ICT naman, yan, naku, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 green candlesticks. Ngayon po ay red candlestick. At mukhang nag-hold itong support level. Support po niya nandito sa 180, more or less, area po ang support and resistance. Hindi po siya exact points. Pero yung ating short-term indicator nasa ilalim, meaning on the short term ay bullish na po siya. So, sideways to bullish po ang movement ni SCC with support at 180.22 at yung resistance niya nandito sa area na 197 to 200. Yan po ang ICT. Then, MER. Uy, ang nangyari kay MER? Talagang bumabagsak siya, no? So, ang cause kaya nito ay yung block sale last Friday? I don't think so. Kasi kung block sale po yan, dapat one day lang po yan eh. So, meron po siyang gap down. Ang laki ng gap down niya. Yan. Yan po yung gap down niya. And it continues to move down, ha? 3.76% down. Last Friday, 7.10. Yan, 12.8 points eh. So, ngayon, 3.76 ang bagsak ni MER. Nasa, ano na po ito? Nasa support level. Actually, within that area, no? Support kasi nasa 330. Pero bumaba pa ng konti kesa sa support. Ngayon, yung next support level ni MER ay nandito po sa 310. Kung babagsak pa po siya. At, maganda pong bumili ng MER dahil pababa po siya at meron siyang cash dividends. Ha? Meron pong cash dividends si MER. Nasa 508 yung cash dividends niya. Tingnan natin. Nandito po eh. Declaration of cash divs. Ex-date is August 18 at ang payment date niya ay September 14. 5 pesos and 8.06 centavos per share ang kanyang cash dividend. So, ano kaya nagko-cost nito? Bakit kaya ganito? Lalaki ng candlestick. So, hindi ko po malaman. Ano? Sige, baka meron po kayo nalalaman kung bakit nagkakaganito si MER. Although maganda naman siyang magbigay ng dividendo at matatag na kumpanya. So, bearish po si RSI, nasa 32.41, mag-oversold na po. Then, Converge. Si Converge naman ay, naku, talagang bearish si Converge. And it has been moving downwards. Nagkaroon po ng dip dito. May dip po dyan, ano? Tapos umakyat. Tapos, pababa na naman po, no? Yung ating indicators, pababa siya. Yung pinaka-support area po ay ito eh. Support area na po ito. And the next higher, I think the resistance, we can use this area here, no? Nasa 22 pesos. 22.10 to 22.20. Yung pinaka-resistance niya, no? Pero bearish po si Converge. This is a huge, yung RSI po dito ay below 30, meaning oversold. At yung RSI niya ngayon nasa 31.92, approaching oversold level, bearish po siya. Finally, we have WLCON. One bright news I see. Naku, doji to. Dragonfly ba ito? Hindi, no? Parang shooting, hindi naman shooting star, no? Pero, mukhang nag-profit taking siya dito. So, nagkaroon siya ng continuation for 2 days. Baka nagkakaroon lamang ng consolidation. Ano? So, abangan po natin. Maganda po naman kasi ang earnings ni WLCON at bullish na po siya kahit na po naging 15 centavos down ang kanyang presyo ngayon. No? Bumagsak yung kanyang presyo. Ang pinaka-resistance niya nasa 29 pesos and the nearest support na nakikita natin ay nandito po sa 24.36. Okay, so yan po ang ating report sa stock market. Ika-isa ng Agosto 2022, araw ng wikang Pilipino ngayon, no? Month ng wikang pambansa. So sikapin po natin Pilipino po tayo this month. Ito po si Benji Chodoro, nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay at hanggang sa muli. Stay safe. God bless. Bye for now.